All right. What is going on? Good to see everybody in here. Hope you can hear me loud and clear. Over the interwebs, what is going on? King Shadow, what's up? We got King Shadow's always here first. We got Enter Name in here as well. What's up? Another member, Mountain Arts. What's going on, brother? AKA Purple Herb. We got Dwayne Johnson in the house. What's going on? Lucius, what's up? John Febeck. Milky's in here. Thunder's Productions in here. Aaron Hooper's in here. What's up, man? Nico is in here. Cody, what's up, man? Revelatio. I'll read your comments in a second. It's good to be here. Just doing like a little hangout for a little bit. And then, of course, I'm going to be on Game Complainers tonight around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So that will be very fun, talking about the Xbox showcase and everything like that. So I'm going to be sharing my thoughts about that tonight over there. And yeah, we're just I'll answer some questions, let you guys know what's going on. And let's see here. Enter Name got around to playing Alan Wake 2. Generally a great game. Graphics are incredible. Yeah. Have not played Alan Wake 2 yet. That might be on an upcoming poll. Maybe. Not sure. But we'll see what wins. But yeah, I know a lot of people are checking that out. Will Capcom not hold their own event? Well, they have the last few years. This is the 1 year where we haven't seen any announcement yet. They've done Resident Evil events before that. I can co-stream with Capcom and everything like that. And then there's like the Capcom events that they have where it's a whole presentation of everything that they got on the table for being released. And a lot of times where if maybe not a main announcement has been brought to the plate for Resident Evil there, it's always been announcements we've seen coming besides, like Resident Evil 4 and the DLC for Resident Evil 4 was all showcased, at a PlayStation event, I'm pretty sure, because they just kind of expanded on showing more gameplay, showing more, footage and stuff like that at their event. So they do stuff like that all the time. So I don't doubt that we won't get a event. It's just a matter of when, Let's see here. PlayStation Showcase in September, true or false, says Mountain Arts. Not sure. They could show more stuff in the fall. If they do, I think they might show their Pro console. The PS5 Pro that we know is definitely in developers' hands because a lot of the stuff has been talked about online. We've talked about it on the show before. So it's a matter of just when they decide to roll that out and say, hey, buy the console again. It'll be more powerful. It could run your GTA 6 like you want it to. For at least a couple second teaser trailer with the title. Maybe we'll get something at Gamescom. This is from John Febeck. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, Gamescom, I think that is probably the next thing that is happening. I don't know if they'll have any major announcements there or if they're going to be there. That's the first thing, is to see who's actually going to be presenting stuff in August there. But never say never with stuff. But like I said, I think depending on how much they have planned for Resident Evil and their other franchises, I think it might be time for them to show up with their own event and just live stream it and have creators like myself stream it. So it will be a fun event, basically. That will be, everybody coming out saying hello. Time to revisit the classics. Resident Evil 2 on PS5 is looking amazing. Just walking through the RPD, taking it all in. Oh, you talk about the remake. Yeah, the updates. In fact, speaking of those updates that were on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, yeah, like during the Capcom event, that's when they announced, back in 2022, 2 years ago, over 2 years ago already, which is wild. While I was in the UK, I streamed that event, and that was the whole announcement. Was, oh, by the way, RE2, 3, and 7 were all getting updates for, 60 frames. Stuff for HDR, so that was really cool, and the update was free, as it should be. So we got Thunders in here. What's going on? Thanks to all the members still hanging in there with me. I was just eager to play 2. I'm sure I'll be playing 1, though. Nothing else to play for a while. Yeah, a lot of people said good things about the first one as well for Alan Wake. That's why I haven't really jumped into 2. Because I still feel like I would like to finish 1, like actually just play it. Not that has to be something that's like on stream per se, but as far as the first game, but summer with no Resident Evil release. Well, that puts things into perspective. Guess it's just Silent Hill and what is this? BO6? Well, I would say this right here. For Silent Hill 2, while that is in October, there will be some time to play some other titles. So I will be playing some stuff. Like I said, I try to still do the Summer of RE here. This will be its 3rd year, if I'm able to actually come back and have some cool ideas, and I do. So Summer of RE I'm going to get into in a little bit here once I read some of these comments. Arthur Morgan, what's going on? He's in the house. Rambo is in the house. What's up, man? Leon YouTube is in the house. What is up? Detective Butler's here. Still a member. Says, I'm alive. Good to see you here, man. Longtime supporter. And actually met him a few years ago at Perry's shop, which is, crazy that it's been that long already. But, man, thanks for still hanging in there and still supporting the channel. Like, all of the members and Patreon supporters help so much, so thank you. Jin, what is going on, man? Good to see you in here. I have to watch your videos in the day. That's why I miss most live shows. It's late over here in England. Yeah, I know. A lot of the live streaming time over here, the peak time is the evening-ish time, late afternoon for YouTube, at least over here with my US algorithm. But I know that for the UK audiences, yes, it is late. So I always appreciate you guys coming in because we have a lot of people from the UK that watch this channel, and it's always like 5 hours ahead of me. So I appreciate that because I know it's late as hell. So thank you. Milky says, I thought Alan Wake 2 looked boring. Like the first game, though. Yeah, I've heard very mixed things about 2. I've heard good things, bad things, mixed things. So probably just going to have to play it for myself. When I get this PC, I can play a lot of this stuff for maybe free 99. As I like to say. Favorite wrestling shoot interview? I know random questions, so I can be different. No problem. No, that's a good question, man. So many good shoot interviews. Jeez. I love anything with Dusty Rhodes. Like, I think he had just amazing shoots. Obviously, Macho Man has some amazing shoots. The Rock, like, peak Attitude Era. Stone Cold. Man, I can't think of one specific one, but like just those like wrestlers in general have had some that were just like you just crack the fuck up because it's just so funny. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you for that question because that's a fun little random question that I do appreciate because I do like wrestling. I don't know, everything that's going on in current wrestling. Obviously, I'm not a Nick and Perry and all those guys. They're all into they know what's going on all the time, where I kind of know, here and there. I know what's been going on probably in the last few years as far as the differences between AEW and WWE and the changes and stuff like that. So, I kind of been up to date with that stuff for sure because I've been trying to watch it more, to be honest with you, and talk about it with my friends more. And like, because I have a lot of friends that still like wrestling. Like a lot of my friends don't, but a lot of my friends do. It's like you know, a mixed bag of who has always been into wrestling or has been following the stories. But then when it comes to like, hardcore fans that have stayed up with it, yeah, it's been definitely a wild ride these last few years with all the changes and everything. Thunder's gifted a membership to Nico Bajek or Bajek. I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing your last name. I'm sorry about that, but thank you, Thunder's Productions, for that. Really appreciate that. How would you feel if a RE9 reveal they show Chris and Jill together or any familiar characters? Yeah, I think that would be what I would like to see. Especially BSAA being hopefully a main crucial part of the game, because we kind of saw them being infiltrated using BOWs, and with that, that ends up becoming a storyline that will either the problem with Resident Evil Village in the end is the time jump. The fact that we get a time jump in the end of Resident Evil Village. I think that's the weakest part of Village that I've always expressed disappointment with. And whether or not the next few games are going to be filling that in. James is behind me, so... Yes, The Thing Remastered is out. That's true, Leon. We got Silent Hill. And then we have The Thing Remaster. One's a remake, one's a remaster. But that is some good news. Milky says it's midnight for them in Sweden. That's crazy, Milky. You're dedicated. I appreciate that. You've been around for a minute, so thank you. Have a feeling RE stuff's going to get announced in September. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be in September, could be in the fall if it's not this summer, now that all the summer fests are kind of over with. If Capcom was going to have one, they would have had one like this month, so I don't see them having one in July or August, but I don't know. You never know. They must have a lot of stuff cooking. Like you said, only a matter of time, but I'm excited to see what else is coming for the time being. Yeah, Aaron, we'll see what happens. There's going to be, even if there's a lull in Resident Evil stuff, we'll have other survival horror stuff to play, including Crow Country, which I just finished and I absolutely loved. Stevie Mac, what's going on? What's up, brother? I'm looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake and Silent Hill 2 and the new Gears and Fable. Yes, Thunders. Yes, yes, and yes. I can't wait to do a deep dive on the Xbox showcase tonight on the Game Complainers. It's going to be very fun because, as you guys know, I had a wedding this past weekend and it was very busy, and the whole weekend was pretty much busy, and I just wasn't around to stream the Xbox event with those guys. So, but I definitely have seen everything, and I can't wait to talk about it. So, even though we might have to wait a little bit for Gears, I'm so excited. So. MGS3 does look good as well. I agree. Matt Clyburn, what's up? Another member in the house. Need a new RE with co-op and PvP modes. It's about time. Give me some action. Well, you never know, because if they actually make a co-op game, that would be amazing. If they actually had a co-op game that was, not just focused on multiplayer and reverse type stuff. Fuck that. Give us some co-op. Black Ops 6 looks good too. You also need to play Control before Alan Wake 2 as well. They're both tied together. Control's another one that people told me to check out, and you guys told me to check it out, so I might have to get around to that. Let's see. Aquarat86, what's up? Cody says, finally getting a lot of games to look forward to. Yeah, thankfully it's lined up a little bit. I didn't know you were into WWE. Yeah, I don't really talk about it a lot on on here, obviously, but yeah, always been around it my whole life because my brother was into it, and that's how we met Perry and all that was all through like the wrestling show that he used to do. How much coke did Tony Khan take in AEW, and can it be weighed in pounds of of it or tons of it? That's a good question. Probably a lot. I'm sure he's smuggling plenty of powder. With how crazy and those audience numbers sure are not paying the bills for him. So he's probably using his dad's money with that stuff. You play any WWE games? I don't play a lot of the recent games, Tiller. Yeah, the recent games, I heard are okay, but like, the last good one that I played was like 2K19. That had some pretty funny customization stuff. So Great White says, I'm sad we didn't get an RE announcement, but I'd rather take their time and do. Yeah, I think we'll get one soon. Whether it's a remake or a mainline, they're working. So if BSA is going to be present, how do you think the game will be handled? Survival horror or action? Could be a mixture of both. I think if they're going to, I'd like them to scale it down the horror more, unlike the action that Village was kind of touching on, but they could just easily go with the Village action kind of route, But yeah, I agree, Milky. Village is a little boring to play. I'm not really a fan of the enemy designs. I'm not really a fan of the environments. It seems just very kind of like pieced together, in my opinion. And then the overall lore is just like, I don't know. Rambo says, the Thing remaster, can't say I'm gung-ho for it. Thought the original had broken gameplay. You'll test someone, they are clean, but turn into the Thing literally 10 seconds later. Just annoying. Well, that's the thing, too. The Thing is, I wonder if they're going to change certain things that would make it more annoying for, modern people that, kind of aren't, I say modern people, modern gamers and modern people, I guess, that, might have not been used to the old controls or the gameplay mechanics that might be cheap. Maybe they might just like, pivot that a little bit and just say, okay, we're going to make it to where it's not as cheap, or maybe there's a different, way of doing it. Not sure. I've never fully played the Thing longer than maybe 2 or 3 hours, watched a playthrough on it back in the day, but I've never really finished it myself, so I got to actually give it a go. Would you like RE9 to be similar like the Revelations games in terms of gameplay and switching characters? I think for gameplay, Resident Evil 9 shouldn't have a bunch of different characters to switch from. Revelations 2 still kind of focused on the 2-character, co-op kind of way, of playing where you can switch between, or there's different sections that you play. I don't know if they should necessarily go co-op. I'll be honest with you. Maybe they should just stick with single player. And if they want to have different segments for, let's say if it's like Jill and Chris, right? Have a segment where, certain chapters where it's Chris, certain chapters where it's Jill, and kind of meet in the middle. But not me, I don't know if co-op's the right thing. Yeah, Capcom did the survey, Great White, and Dino Crisis, exactly. That it did open Capcom's eyes. I think that's kind of what that survey was for. And I am really, really excited to see Dino Crisis come back in a Rex engine with a, very appropriately titled Rex engine. It's going to be a really cool remake, man. I think Dino Crisis is very underrated. Even if it doesn't sell as a Resident Evil title, right? I hope it even sells more than maybe the original, because it would be put in front of so many different people's eyes for the first time. Because I'm not saying nobody knows what Dino Crisis is, but it's not as popular as Resident Evil. But people from that era and remember and know Dino Crisis because that was in Capcom's arsenal of games. I would love to see it. Still keep asking for a new Outbreak and Rev 3 in those surveys. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Nick Noguera with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, bro. This is Hope all as well. Playing RE with my kid lately, it has been a treat. He is going to be a true fan when RE15 comes out. That's cool, man. Raising him right. That's awesome, man. Showing him the great eras of gaming. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure that he would even be into, other things too, like from the PlayStation 1, N64, like even stuff from that era. There's just so many great games, so many great. I mean, even before that, obviously, yes, you have stuff from the 80s and the early 90s. But for me, like where I, cut my teeth with all those games was PS1 for me. So that's awesome, man. Thank you for the 20. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for always supporting, and appreciate that. Always staying on the channel. Have Reverse and all the extra modes. They are very popular. Well, Reverse was not very popular. I'll tell you that. There was more people on Outbreak than there was on Reverse's player count. I'll tell you that. I mean, look, I played Reverse the first few months it was out, but I watched that population drop. Great Oasis, Silent Hill, Doom, Civ 7, No More Room in Hell. Lots of cool games coming. Yeah, I'm excited for a new line of stuff. You know what I mean? As far as an RE announcement, I think maybe later in the summer or in the fall. I think Capcom can always have that. Cody says, smash that like button. Hell yeah, appreciate that. What content are you guys looking forward to most from RE? I'm hyped about the other than RE. Okay. He was looking for the MJ biopic. I've been listening to MJ songs and imagining what's going to be like nonstop lately. Other things in Resident Evil, as far as in general, I'm looking forward to Maxine. I think that's, I like X, even though there is a lot of dumb shit in that movie. I still like it. I think Pearl is a better film than X in many ways, so I'm curious to see how Maxine is going to do. I'd like to actually get tickets for that. But yeah, it's like right now the movies are very like hit or miss for me as far as like new material coming out. Now there is the new Strangers film that came out that bombed, that did not do very well, and I mean it probably did well with its budget because they're making a trilogy of stuff. But I will download that and not pay money for it and check it out. So Rambo says, why do developers remake games for more modern audiences when it's like the fans who buy them foremost if the fans who buy these first and foremost, and then the modern audiences would hear from fans of how good it is and then buy it. Well, I think they always have to, I think it's always good when you have like classic and modern stuff. You give people that option, right? So like let's look at like Remake. When they brought Resident Evil Remake from GameCube over to consoles for the first time ever where you could just play it on everything was in 2014, right? So 2014 onward right into 2015, it was like late 2014, early 2015 because the Japanese copy came out in December, and then January we got the real one, and they had modern controls, which for me just felt very awkward, and then they had the original controls. So I think they should always have like features in there, but I see what you're saying with the audiences too. Like I think it's like you don't want to change it too much, but you also want to have a balance, and that's why I think having those options for old players that just like myself, like I like the original controls for Resident Evil. So when I play Resident Evil Remake all these times on stream, I don't think I've ever once turned on modern controls. I've always been on the original controls because that's what I prefer. It's when developers take that away and you're like, what the hell? Why am I forced to see this camera angle? Why am I forced to see this? It's cool when the original game is still kind of preserved, but then they have options to where you can just kind of turn them on or off. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But I think there needs to be a balance of like, you got to respect the people that bought your game originally that are going to tell people, yo, you got to check out, The Thing, or you got to check out, this remake, right? London trip this year for you? No, Mountain Arts. No, not this year. Just trying to, chill out this summer. There's stuff here and there that's going on, but nothing crazy traveling wise, and nothing going overseas or anything like that. Not this year. Yeah, Rodman. I think them remaking most or all the Resident Evils at this point, it seems like it's in their future. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. What they should do is have a spin-off franchise, focus on action and co-op, and could do the movie Sony game genre in the main line. No. But I mean, look, if that's what you want to see, that's fine. But yeah, I think a spin-off franchise, that's fine. Connecting it to any movies, no. But I think a Revelations, a lot of people, that's why people want Revelations 3, because it's a spin-off, that spin-off series that kind of stopped, and we haven't really gotten an RE spin-off in so long. So, Capcom do Dead Rising remake. I think that'd be cool. I think Dead Rising kind of ran its course, and they gave it to these Canadian developers that completely fucked it with the last game, 4, and that killed it for a while. So Dead Rising was on the survey about games they want to see come back. I don't know if it got any traction from that, but a lot of people chose I chose Dino Crisis over Dead Rising. I'll tell you that much. Oh yeah, yeah. If they had like a Dino Crisis, kind of like an RE2 remake, in that way, uh, where it's like slower horror. It's a lot more brutal to get through enemies. They're a lot more tankier. Like the dinosaurs are obviously going to be a bitch to get through. So I would like a vibe like that, where you get these dinosaurs that are just like the zombies in RE2 remake, where they're just relentless. That'd be very cool, because I mean, you're dealing with dinosaurs. I mean, you're not trained to be dealing with dinosaurs. That's the one thing I liked about, very much like Resident Evil. It's like, yeah, you're trained, but you weren't trained for BOWs and zombies. And obviously our characters got trained as they went through each game. But even in the first Dino Crisis, it's like you're not ready for what you're about to, deal with, right? So that's what I always liked about it. And dinosaurs are very intimidating because they're even larger than zombies and larger than some of these BOWs, right? So that can be terrifying in a new engine with like the Rex engine that's they're whipping up over there in Capcom. So Conflicts is just joining. What's up? Great discussion. Fingers crossed we get an RE reveal in the next few months. My bet is September. Yeah, I think at this point fall seems to be where it's at. Brandon Peace Hope all is well, and I've been rewatching the Legacy series. I hope one day Capcom will remake RE1 with the Rex engine, and I think it will happen at some point. Yeah, I think it will. I think whether it's the 30th anniversary or not, whether it's just a remake that will happen down the road, I can't wait to see the Spencer Mansion and all that stuff. Mario Kart, Tekken, Star Wars games are the kiddos' other favorites lately, too. Oh, that's amazing. Mario Kart's classic. So there's some amazing Star Wars games from the old generations, and when it comes to Tekken, I love Tekken 2, love Tekken 3, even Tekken 4 was my shit. Tekken Tag Tournament, RE5 Versus and 6 Survivors are still popular, and hey, I played a bunch of the death matches in Outbreak, even back in the day. The reason why they keep doing the PvP is because it always has a dedicated fan base for this stuff. Not for everyone, but I think it should be talked about more. That's true. I think Resistance kind of has a more solid fan base, over Reverse. Reverse just seemed very half-baked, and it was released so they wouldn't get, in any kind of trouble, because they promised that was supposed to be included with Village for free. So I think they had to just do that to, keep things not get into any kind of legal trouble, to be honest with you. But I see what you're saying. I mean, Outbreak has a bigger fan base, I think, than ever now because you can play it online, and there's people that play that online, and that's amazing. I mean, but at the same time, Reverse for me just didn't hold my interest. But I see what you're saying. Like, they do have pockets of fans, but to be honest with you, I don't think that they're as successful as Capcom would probably like them to be. You know what I mean? But like, I like the co-op side of things on the action, like in RE5 and 6. Like, even though it's not very RE in its nature, I had a lot of fun playing co-op countless times on RE5, helping people with their campaigns, playing mercenaries. Like, that co-op side of stuff is always fun, and I do agree that it would be cool if they did something like a mercenaries co-op game that's just like a game for $30 or something that they charge, and they just have it with all the characters and the maps. That would be cool, you know? But then they would never put a mercenaries in a Resident Evil 5, let's say, because then it would just be like, oh, just play the mercenaries game. So I still think that they should, you know, consider doing something modernized with a, you know, Outbreak, open, you know, if you want to say open world, I think for something like that, you could, where you could just go around Raccoon City and do different things with a team of people that are characters that aren't necessarily the strongest of people, but then you still need a balance of who you pick. That's just my 2 cents with that. As a fan of both action and slow-paced horror, I would love to see 2 campaigns in RE9, one with badass action and another with slow-paced horror, like RE2. Well, Arthur, it's not too bad. I think some people will prefer the action that RE4 Remake left in everybody. You know, with that experience, I think that was, you know, a good blend of what we recognize from the original Resident Evil 4 and the remake, and when things started to get a little bit more action-packed. You know, 2 campaigns, though, I don't know. I think they got to be careful with doing multiple campaigns, because the last time they did that was 6. Obviously, they did like 4 campaigns, so I'm not saying they can do, you know, harm with just 2, but they just got to be careful with that, you know. What I mean, the movie games, is that Village feels like an interactive movie to play. Oh, okay, Milky. So I misread your comment, so sorry about that. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's weird with the Village, right? Because every time a cinematic happens, it's not a cutscene. It just goes into Ethan's, like, POV, or if you're playing the first-person mode already, you're just seeing it, where all the other remakes have actual cutscenes that it cuts to. And I want them to bring back cutscenes if they do Resident Evil 9, you know? Alexander, what's up? Hey, what's up? My neighbor house got raided by... Whoa, holy shit. Damn. Well, the cops are getting someone's ass. Sorry about that, man. Not that it's you, but it's... I mean, I don't know why I'm saying sorry, but that's... Hopefully you don't know him. Miguel says, what if Capcom only remakes 5 and 6 and that's it? I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they just did 5 and 6, to be honest with you, but I think I still would want to see Code Veronica. I would still want to see 1, you know what I mean? So, do you think Resident Evil and Dino Crisis crossover would work? I mean, no. I just, like, you know, not to be like, you know, just like, no, not at all. Not to have fun with that question. But it's like, unless there was some time travel elements that were in Resident Evil, it'd be very strange if they did a crossover with that. It's almost like someone would have to make a time travel machine in Resident Evil and create that, and then all of a sudden it accidentally crosses with, like, Dr. Kirk's work, and then it becomes a massive crossover game. That's definitely a fun fan mashup that somebody should do right now, and we just gave them the idea. And they say we're done with RE remakes. Yeah, no, we're not. RE4 made a lot of money. What's up, Wolf Boy? Another member says, I would like remake for both Resident Evil Rev and Rev 2. Really? You want them remade? Interesting. I actually haven't heard that take before for Revelations. Them being remade as well, huh? I mean, Revelations 1 was obviously meant for the 3DS, and then they, you know, repurposed the updated versions for PC and everything else, so they made it look a little bit better. But, you know, Rev 2 did seem like it was a little more of a budgeted game, just like how Rev 1 was, where you could tell they kind of took a little shortcuts with the graphics. Like, it wasn't the best engine that they were running on. They weren't running it on the engine RE6 was running on, I'll tell you that much, as far as graphics. But, you know, Kular, what's up, man? To my knowledge, and rumors, RE movie either. Hopefully we get horror films that are good for October. Yeah, there hasn't been any rumors for a while, Revelatio. Only when we saw the Canadian like expense thing get reported, and they said that they were spending money on a Resident Evil film entitled Umbrella Chronicles, which I hope that's not the case, but we'll see what happens. You know, nah, people never gave it a proper chance. I think the game played really well when it's said and done. Fast-paced gameplay and fun modes. What's that? Are you talking about Reverse? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll agree to disagree with you on that one. It's to each their own. If people still like Reverse, that's fine. I guess if I played it now, it would just be like a game to play with my community of supporters. Like if we do like a game night or something like that on Discord, which I'm trying to set up, you know, and do more often with the revamped Discord this fall when everything got kind of repurposed. And, you know, I want to do that with more Resident Evil titles. It's just hard to get a Resident Evil game that like multiple people can play. So because if it was Mercenaries, it would just be like one person comes in, then the other person jumps out, another person comes in, and like it's harder to play as a community, I guess, unless it's like a game that has multiple people, like a Reverse or a Resistance. Which I got to give Resistance a fair shot. I don't think I've ever actually given it a fair shot. So I'm not going to knock it before I try Resistance, you know? RE has always had good combat. That's why RE4 works so well. I like both action and horror for me. On the first playthroughs, horror is better, but repeated playthroughs, action is better, says Great White. Yeah, I mean, I think there is a kind of an addicting aspect to the action elements, especially when it's like a merchant and you can you know, upgrade your stuff, get the attachments, do all the side missions and stuff, which is really cool. So if RE9 is like Village, I'll just watch you play and save my money. Well, that's what the channel's for sometimes. You can always check it out on my channel first, and then if you decide to buy it, then you can. Yo, Nuji, in the house. What is up, man? Hope you're feeling better. Good to see you in here, says A. Tony. What's up, man? Forsky says, RE1 remake or RE5? Choose one. RE1. Yeah. If I had to pick one, it'd be RE1. Honestly, RE Village had bad gun sound design and definitely brought the game down for me. Yeah, I think they sounded punchier in the remakes. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, I thought some of the sound design, the music also wasn't very memorable in Village. Dino Crisis I'm sorry, I don't want to miss these comments here. When do you think TS2 is coming? Hopefully soon. TS2. Why am I drawing a blank on TS2? TS2. Let me know what that is. Why am I not thinking what is TS? TS. Tormented Souls 2. Boom. I got it. My brain, it clicked. Tormented Souls 2. Yeah, they showed that, right? But I don't know if we got a release date. I guess they didn't have a release date on that trailer. Dino Crisis and RE crossover is a great idea, actually. A goofy campaign of mercenaries with dinos and BOWs. A great idea. That's what I'm saying. See, now fans got to make it happen because we know it's never going to happen. I would be happy to play Reverse in every other RE multiplayer game. Yeah, I mean, look, I think even if the population isn't big on those multiplayer games, as long as you have someone that can host a game, then I think they're still playable, right? So, is the reason why RE5 and 6 ended up the way it did because of the time frame? Because of the time frame at the time? Are you talking about like how they ended up where they were with action? You know, and their stories. I don't know. I think Capcom wanted a game that could cater to everybody. And by the time they got to RE6, they kind of lost their way with just the action and horror, because RE5 turned just more action completely, where even the original RE4 had a perfect balance of horror, like the regenerators, like some of the darker elements of the village in the original Resident Evil 4. And then by the time 5 came, it was just overbearing with action. And then 6, it just was like, well, let's have this campaign that does this. Let's have the other campaign that does that. And then it just completely forgot where it started and where it was doing really well at, where it didn't push it too hard. So no, I don't know if they did the right thing at the end of the day with completely pushing it to, Michael Bay, like, Leon just crashing a helicopter into a building type stuff. It's just like, it's still silly because, yes, there is silly stuff in Resident Evil. I'm not saying there has never been, ridiculous, silly stuff. But by the time you got, the volcano crash in RE5 and the fight in the volcano and, like, I like that stuff. Like, it's funny, but you're just like, holy shit, this is just getting wild. And then 6 got even more crazy, and then you had the dinosaur Simmons and everything, and that was just horrible. That was just absolutely god-awful. And people like it now. People like it. They come into my chat and they love Resident Evil 6. They love it. They play it. It's one of their favorite Resident Evils. It's their top 3 Resident Evil games. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But you know what? I'm not here to judge people's opinions. I embrace any RE opinion, to be honest with you. I just can't believe how RE6 can be on somebody's top 3. But I rest my case on that one. I think the Rev games are fine the way they are and what they are the way they are and for what they are, in my opinion. Yeah, I still like the Rev games for what they are, for sure. Rev says, I'll take another Paranormal Activity movie. Aren't they making another one, or they stopped making them? RE6 plays so much better on PS4 compared to 3. They should have had it cross-gen release around the launch for PS4. Yeah, they weren't doing cross-gen stuff back when they put out those ports. And Resident Evil, so not a lot of people know this, but those ports are out of print physically, which is why a lot of the Play Asia listings on, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 0 having PS5, I don't think that necessarily it was just a placeholder for the remakes, so to speak. I literally think they might put them out on PS5 and the Xbox again, where they can be, cross play, or just like if you have the old versions now, because you can't get them physically anymore. Like, they're literally not in print. So the way you have to buy them is either through like third-party sellers. So like all my art, like during the 20th anniversary when they put out RE4, 5, and 6 on PS4 and Xbox One, those prints are no longer in print. I don't know if they're going to go up in money. I don't know. But those specific editions, like, you just can't buy. They're just not around anymore. So that's why when I saw those listings on Play Asia, I was like, that's very interesting, because yeah, they're not, you can't pick them up. Digitally, they're always on sale for $5, $3. Like, they're so cheap. But the physical discs for that are no longer around to buy in like retail stores or new on Amazon or Best Buy or GameStop. Like, you cannot find them. So they could put them out again on a PlayStation 5 if they want to print them up still. I don't know, in my opinion, it's kind of like a waste of plastic. I'm not going to be that guy and be like, oh, it's a waste, because I don't give a fuck. I collect physical shit. But you know what I mean? Like, some people would probably say there's no point of printing them up for PS5 discs again. But maybe if they just did a whole collection, that would be kind of cool, but we'll see. They should just release 0 and 1 at the same time, says Wolfboy. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. They should just remake them together because they still like those stories. Alyssa Boyd, what is going on? Good to see you in here. Capcom needs to know we want a RE Outbreak remake, says underrated freestyle classics. I think for multiplayer that would work very well, Outbreak, and they got all the assets for Raccoon City, so why not? There's no way Capcom's going to ignore that many people asking for Dino Crisis remake. It's inevitable. Oh, yeah, especially when it won on the survey, for like the game that they want to see come back. Dino Crisis literally won. So That's going to happen. Will the crossover Resident Evil and Dino Crisis game happen? No. But will Dino Crisis Remake happen? I think it's safe to say yes. We don't know when. Is PS5 RE4 Remake better than the Xbox Series X version? So the Xbox Series version runs it in a higher resolution. There's still frame dips from time to time when there's some rain in the center village when you go back to the village and stuff like that, those little sections. The PS5 version runs very similar, but the thing is that PS5 sometimes has less frame dips in certain sections because PS5 lowers the resolution of a lot of its games with the checkerboarding thing that it does. So it's not full resolution where the Xbox Series X is kicking that thing in full resolution, 60 frames, but it does dip frames here and there. So they both have their, give and takes, but they run pretty close to each other at this point in time. They do. At the start of it was a little odd because they had to get some stuff worked out on both of the versions because there was color lines flashing on the PlayStation version the first few months, give or take, and then the Xbox version had weird audio issues and bugs and stuff. So that stuff has been patched out now, but both of them run pretty well. Soon I will be getting a lot of this stuff on PC, so I will be playing that. In fact, speaking of my PC, oh shit. Yeah, so shit's coming in, guys. I told you I wasn't fucking around. It's time soon to build. Yeah, PC is always the way to go for a lot of the stuff nowadays. So, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. Once I get through this stuff, I'll kind of catch you guys up on what's going on. Let's see. I do think we will get all RE games remade. Capcom actually done a good job listening to the fans, and they're on a roll. Yeah, no, I mean, if it's gonna print money, I think it's gonna happen. I still play RE multiplayer games. I don't care if the player base is small, because it makes it feel personal. On Japanese server Outbreak, there weren't many who had the effort to subscribe and pay monthly to KDDL or KDDI, but me and a few others did it. Yeah, no, it's cool. It kind of feels like a small community of people. I get exactly what you're saying for sure. And that's from Milky right there, repping the RE multiplayer base. But that's cool. I like to see people still into that stuff. Who should be the main character for 9? I think it should be Claire, says Force Geek, in all caps. He's very serious. Force Geek is very serious. He's typing like David Draymond from Disturbed. He's very serious. Very serious. No, I would say Jill. That's my take. So, if you think Claire should be it, that's fine, but I think Jill. I think we need her back in a main game. Did you play System Shock Remake? If so, do you have any thoughts? I have not played that. What was that on? What was that put out on, System Shock? I know of it, but yeah, I didn't check it out. Capcom playing a dangerous game with R9 trying to compete with GTA 6. I don't think anybody can compete with GTA 6. Let's be honest. I don't think they're scared of releasing anything in 2025 because of it. Because it's a completely different, would they put it out around GTA 6? Probably not, but would they still put it out the same year? They could. You never know. I think RE9 might be over the shoulder. Aquarat, yeah, I think that might be where we're heading. I think the RE games being, not the RE games, but the games being DOA because of the same year as GTA 6 thing is ridiculous. Maybe it comes out like a month before GTA 6, but even then, not everyone cares about GTA. Yeah, it works for every franchise. I don't think they'll have a problem with it. Do you think Call of Duty is going to stop their release because of GTA? No. So, yeah. So, we'll see. Ever thought of you guys doing a stream like a game show where someone asks you about another Resident Evil trivia questions? Yeah, that's definitely been talked about before. We tried to do something like that. We were in a Twitter discussion kind of planning out something like that, and it just didn't really end up working out. Trying to get like Resident Evil channels together. So that would be fun, or it would be fun to kind of play that with like, the chat, to get people on and do something like that. Yeah, I definitely would like to. It's definitely been talked about, Rambo, and I definitely would like that. Because trivia like that's very fun. I definitely am not good at other thing trivias, unless it's like movie trivia. I like Resident Evil trivia. I like because it's stuff I'm into, but I suck at like, I'm trying to think of like trivia game, like any other like trivia game that's a genre that I don't like mess with. I'm just like, I'm not gonna know what any of this shit is. But what I mean by the time frame is that when 5, 6 came out, when shooter games were popular. Yes, you're right. Gears, Halo, COD, absolutely. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you meant by that. Yes, and I think Capcom saw that and they said, we want to cater to Call of Duty fans, we want to cater to horror fans, so RE6 was what it was. And yeah, no, you're right. I mean, shooters were just, popular at the time, and the bubble kind of bursted at that point too in the late 2010s or early 2010s. When a lot of that stuff kind of, fell out from underneath it. So, people don't forget to give it a like, says JM Phoenix. Thank you, Phoenix. Appreciate that. Get it on PC if you have one that runs it. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I can't wait. Yeah, exactly. Having a high-end PC makes you wonder why I even bother with the console. Exactly, T-Doer. And the thing is, too, it's like even when I have this new PC that I'm building up and coming, and again, you guys and gals will see a live stream of my PC build right here on this channel, because all of you helped make it possible. So thank you for that. And I'm excited to, kind of have all options available. But I think this console generation is full of shit. I think while I support every brand, I love Sony, I love Microsoft, I love, Nintendo. I love them all. I like to play everything. I like to buy it all so I can judge it all. You know what I mean? And I'm a gamer, so I like when these new consoles came out, I was like, screw it, let's just, get the new consoles. But I think right now PC has always been the way to go. I've been on PC for 11 years and counting, and that changed my perception of it forever, where I was like, oh, I can get games for a lot cheaper. I don't have to pay monthly for online subscriptions. I can get games for free. A lot of the times, if you want to save money and try it out before you buy it, there's nothing wrong with that. Back in the day, we used to rent things from video stores, right? Trying before you buy is, there's nothing wrong with that. So let's just say we have our own little rental store on our PC. So yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go for a lot of that stuff. And let's see here. John says, I have the Xbox Series versions of Aria, like a Dolby Atmos support. I'm not sure how the surround sound works on the PS5 version. Yeah, I don't have any Atmos set up for any of this stuff. As much as I would like an Atmos setup, I don't. I do have surround sound, but it's very basic 5.1. It's not like, all this updated stuff now. I had to upgrade my PC too. Alan Wake 2 is not running well on it. It says underrated. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a completely new one from the ground up. So it's going to be cool. Andy, Biohazard Classify. What is up, brother? He says, where's the keys? Where's the keys to the van? What's up, man? And yes, speaking of Keeper's Diary, a lot of people have been wondering what's going on with Keeper's Diary, and I can say that it is going to be released at the end of this month of June. I don't have a number date yet, but I was saying this in the beginning of my Crow Country stream, but I also want to say it here too that as the summer kicks off, Keeper's Diary, the RE fan film that all of you made possible by supporting us with the fan-backed donations and everything. It's a Resident Evil film made by the fans for the fans. A lot of people have waited a very long time to see this come out because it was supposed to come out a few months ago, but obviously some things just take a little bit longer getting done when it comes to filmmaking. That's the nature of the beast. 2 shots left, exactly. Andy's on it. Not far off, but I just want to let everybody know because Andy, Nuji, I'm sure JJ and Andrew as well, the other Andrew, the other Andy, I should say, it has been getting, where is, what's going on with it. It's just been a lot of people want to know, right? So when you have content that's out there, and you have people that are, watching your stuff. They want to know what's going on. So we kept getting a lot of comments, just wondering what's going on with it. And I just want to clear that up that, yes, I've been trying to talk about it more in my streams this month too, to let people know like it is happening. But maybe Andy, if you want to come on the show, if we could do something, if I can get like yourself or Nuji, or like I know Andrew's going to be gone for a little while too, but maybe we can get you guys on and just talk about it on a podcast, just to keep bringing up awareness for Keeper's Diary as much as possible. I think that would be very smart, and I think we should do that. Just kind of talk about our experiences, together, and kind of bounce off of each other on a podcast. That'd be kind of fun. So I'm just throwing that out. I'm just spitballing live, but we should do something like that, because we do have like less than a month and this thing's going to drop. So we want to just keep spreading awareness of it. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm getting all these other comments too. Let's see. Miguel says, the only remake I cared for was 4. I don't have it in me for the other RE games getting a remake treatment, except for the new RE entries, but it depends on if it gives me a reason. Well, there's all, and he said, for example, I enjoyed 7, but I didn't care for 8. Yeah, I mean, to each their own. Like, you like different pockets of the remakes. You might like one era of remakes over the other. You might like one trilogy over the other, you know what I mean? Sweet Trim is in the house. What's up, brother? Leon YouTube says, I think RE1 and 0 combo remake would be smarter than just 1. I think it would be nice to have a consistent origin story that does connect through both of those games. Even if we wait a little bit longer for the remakes, man, I'll take it when it comes to if they do 0 and 1 together. Sweet Trim's in the house. As was going on, man. Also got to say, Gears of War is back after like nearly 6 years. Yeah, man. I'm very excited for Gears Emergence Day. That's a day one for me. System Shock is on PC and console. It even has M&K support on console because it was made for PC. So mouse and keyboard. Check it out, man. The original game came out in 1994. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. Good to hang with you, Amp, but I got to go. I got to do some PT for the Air Force, so I'll catch you later. Take care, Great White. You have a good one. Got my first real gaming PC in 2018-19. Been going at it ever since. Current setup is the Ryzen 9. Very nice. And he's got the 4080. That's really cool, man. Yeah, it's awesome to see, the difference when you're on a PC. And, you just, it's just like a whole nother world. You know what I mean? So I absolutely loved it. I've always believed in directly supporting Nintendo, PS, and Xbox if they're giving us good games, but I get why people are switching to PC. The lack of care for the classics is also stupid. Yeah, it's a combination of mistreatment on all sides, I think. Game Fest absolutely sucked. Hot garbage. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Jeff Keighley. I don't care about Game Fest. You guys know how I feel about that guy. Golden Freak says, yo, what's up, my boy Ant? Good to see Golden Freak in here. Also, thanks for, always being in the Discord and such. Really appreciate that. It's good to see everyone here. That's why people hack and put emulators on their consoles. Yeah, or PCs, right? So you can have the whole library of stuff right on the PC. George Romero's Resident Evil documentary looks interesting. Yes, it does. I'm very excited to see Brandon Salisbury and see his work because he's been working on that for a while. So very excited to see that. Has anyone played Marvel vs. Capcom? I have. I love Marvel vs. Capcom. It's so good. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I really don't care about Jeff Keighley. Every single year at the Game Awards, I stream the Game Awards on this channel. This isn't a channel that covers games, period, right? Like a blanket channel that does every single game, every single genre. We kind of talk about that on Game Complainers. Like, that's where we kind of talk about gaming. We've done that for 12 years or 11 years going on 12, right? So that's like, that's kind of our bread and butter there. But this channel does focus on Resident Evil and Survival Horror. But when it comes to the Game Awards, it's just become a weird, funny tradition now where it just gets streamed every year and we just kind of make fun of it. So Aquaret's, the exact runtime of Keeper's Diary, I don't know the exact time, but I would say between 12, 15 minutes, give or take. Not sure. the exact time. I don't have the, the final numbers of the final cut or anything like that. I don't have that information yet, but it is a short film, but a very good film in and of itself. And I'm very, very happy to see, more people that are gonna, be exposed to this, to say, holy shit, this is what fans did. And, that's kind of the big thing, is that we just want to show what fans can do when they're at the wheel. Why so short? Well, it was pitched as a Resident Evil short film, right? So I know that some people might, say stuff about the runtime when they see the final runtime. Again, I'm not sure what the exact time is, but wrap it up, intensify. Yeah, exactly. Fucking Jeff Keighley. Wrap it up. Please wrap it up. Get off the stage. You just see the cane come out. Al Pacino sitting up there. He says, I may come. And then he actually did, because then he got the chick pregnant. See, this is what happens when we talk about the Game Awards. Shit just gets crazy. But yeah, so essentially, when it comes to Keeper's Diary, like I said, it is a short film, but it's a film that has a lot of love packed into it. A lot of fans, that made it possible are going to see something that they, essentially put money towards, that, made happen. And it's, being released for free on YouTube. So I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to say that, like, yes, this is a short film on a filmmaking standpoint, but who's to say that there might not be longer projects coming where it's just not so much a short film, or maybe, you know what I mean? You never know. So, like, we want this film to be just kind of like a milestone for us to say, we got here, we got past the finish line, and let's see what we can do from here, how we can expand. And Andy says, by the way, not to take away from Andrew's Keeper's Diary, but later in the year, I'll be doing my own cut of it, declassified cut. Oh shit, the declassified cut. Oh shit. Okay. Is that like the Snyder cut? Okay, interesting. Damn. All right. So that's very interesting. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of I think there's a lot of excitement around it, like I said, and I know that whatever comes from this, like I said, this is going to be put out here so we can see how the fans perceive it and see what we can do from here, because hopefully this won't be the last project that we work on together as fans. So new camera angles, new CGI, new voiceover. Okay. Interesting. Damn. Okay. So we're going to get 2 cuts of Keeper's Diary. All right. Well, you heard it here. I don't know if this is the first time you're talking about it here, but I guess we'll talk about that more on the podcast too. That'll be something interesting to talk about. Have you seen Dawn of the Dead 04? Yes. That is a great one. I do love that movie. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom is better than Infinite. I think so too. I do agree. I don't really care for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm hyped that possible RE0 remix is Golden Freak, looking for the train window and seeing in movement in the RE engine would be really cool. And we haven't really seen that in an RE game, a moving environment. That's true. I do think seeing how some of these like environments can be pushed with this engine is why I think a lot of people want to see all the RE0 and the RE1 stuff redone. They want to see the Code Veronica stuff redone. It's just they want to see where they're going to push it, And so, yeah, I think that'll be really cool. Henry Cavill himself would be impressed, says T-Door to Andy. It was a bigger roster than Infinite and has 4 RE characters, whereas Infinite only has 2. Yeah, I just remember Pizza Face when that was coming out. There was a lot of weird kind of responses to Infinite. So I don't know. I just never liked the vibe I got from that game. Where 3 and 3 Ultimate, I love that thing. So I have to point out the Epic Rocky VHS collection back there. I have the same set and love it. Yes, it's got Rocky down there. I got Inuyasha. I got Party of 5. I got Ren and Stimpy. I got The Sopranos. This is like my movie shelf. Same thing here. This is movies right here. So, shout out to Tyler for giving me that VHS set. He actually won it in a raffle at the Rocky Mahoning weekend in July of 2020 when the world was, game over basically, but we were still trying to, have fun in the summer. Won that there, and then he eventually gave that to me when he moved for like the third time. If you're on PC, there's a mod that adds Leon, Krauser, and Hunk, and they're totally unique characters in their own movements. Yeah, no, there's a lot of great Resident Evil mods that I cannot wait to play for all of you on my new PC that will include like the newer games. Ryan Fain, what's up, brother? Fans are updating Marvel vs. Capcom 3 so we can forget about the disaster that was Infinite. See, the fan mods always bring it, man. Always bring it. They always do. Like, they always bring it. It's so crazy. We got 72 people in here, though. So hit that like button. I really appreciate you guys coming in here. This was just kind of like more... I wanted to do a hangout today. I did plan to do one, but as far as like, just having a good turnout, I really appreciate it. So thank you for that. And let's see here. It would be cool if they had at least Ada, even Leon, which is we're considering 4 was popular, in Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, I don't know what comes down to them, like, choosing which RE characters to keep around or new ones to introduce. Why is Capcom not releasing a PC version of the original trilogy as a combo pack? I don't know, Milky. I think that's one of the biggest requests from Resident Evil fans right now, besides your obvious remake requests, like do 0, do 1, do Code Veronica in a remake. Like, we hear those comments, but one of the biggest things is people that don't have a PC, like myself and many others in the chat, don't have the option to do the Seamless HD project and the Rebirth projects that they have readily available. And they just want to be able to play that stuff. I mean, on PC, if you have a PC, you can just play them already in HD, which is fantastic. I think the fan mods alone, Milky, on PC, I mean, you don't really need one on consoles if you have a PC, to be honest with you. But if you don't have a PC, I understand it can be frustrating. I also think it's ridiculous that Director's Cut has its own version on PS5, but we don't have 2 or 3 original or anything else. There's a lot of PS1 games that need to be on there. Jeff M, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. I've always said this, but every Marvel vs. Capcom doesn't have enough RE characters. I may be biased, but come on. It's a huge franchise, and it should be more characters in there. I agree, Golden Freak. I agree. Matt Cave says, very, very cool. I have to try out the RE2 fixed camera mod. Yes, underrated. A lot of fans have been asking me, please, Anthony, did you check it out? Because a lot of people saw Roe play it. They saw all these other channels play it. And I will be playing it. I haven't ignored it. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to build this PC up and coming. I have parts coming in. So as I assemble this stuff, hopefully I can do a lot of those mods that I can play catch up with. I know I won't be, trendy. I won't be someone that is able to play it right out of the gate and get up, that kind of hype, because I understand when that finally came out, I saw gameplay of it. I was like, fuck, man, like the RE2 fixed camera angles like mod I need in my life. And believe me, I will stream it as soon as I can. I will. I hope the same happens in MK9, because I love MKX, but MK11 and MK1 just ain't it. I haven't played MK1. MK11 I kind of got into. The last one I really played was 10, to be honest, Leon, but yeah, I'm kind of out of it. I think Chris, Jill, Leon, and Claire Bottles in Fortnite came out pretty well. They're a bit of a cartoon style, but still looks good. Yeah, see, I missed out on them. And now that I'm playing Fortnite Festival, I know a lot of people are like, Anthony plays Fortnite? Well, yes, I do. But I play it for Fortnite Festival, which is basically they hired the Rock Band developers, and they basically said, hey, make us a Rock Band type game. And as you guys may or may not know, I play guitar. I also, not very well, but I do play guitar. And I also like rhythm games. So I like it all. So when it comes to rhythm games, I'm all in. And the current newest rhythm game, who would have thought, is within the biggest game out there right now, unfortunately, or fortunately, however way you look at it, is Fortnite. And for some reason, I guess the way they do the skins, and I know people are going to be like, Anthony, you sound like such a dummy because you don't know about Fortnite skins, but they're only there for a certain amount of time, or you have to go find them or whatever. So like all the Resident Evil ones, I'm jealous of anybody that has them, because I don't have them. And now that I'm playing Fortnite Festival, which requires you to boot up Fortnite because Festival is within Fortnite, I don't have cool characters, so I fucking suck. I have like the random, like my character changes every time I start the game. It's horrible. But now Metallica Metallica is coming to Fortnite tomorrow. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh, Fortnite. They need to bring back the OG characters and give them fitting conclusions. Well, I think maybe bringing back some of the older characters within the newer RE9 might help a little bit, because we did focus so much on the Winters story so much, and I just didn't really find it that interesting, so maybe now we can kind of move on, you know. Keep an eye out when we get closer to the next RE release. Those skins will be back. You're right, Matt Cave. Richard Jackson says, but my son started a year ago. Leon and Claire have come 3 times post first release. Okay, so they have been out recently. Okay, well, if anybody is ever in the chat and you realize that they're in the game and I'm not seeing them, please say, yo, Ant, they're in Fortnite, and I will be a dick and I will buy V-Bucks and I will. Yeah, Ari is in Fortnite. Metallica's in Fortnite. Everyone's been in Fortnite at this point. The Rock is in Fortnite. I literally was playing with Billie Eilish, Keanu Reeves, and Aang from Avatar the other night on Fortnite Festival. So that just tells you how like random the mishmash of people are and how much money Fortnite prints to be able to have Resident Evil characters, anime characters. You know, yeah, I've seen Chris and Jill multiple times. I've seen Claire multiple times, but I've never been able to actually buy them, to purchase them. So I've seen them. I've seen people choose them. I've seen people play them, but damn it, I want my Jilly. I want my RE3 Jilly. Yeah. Yeah, I got the Rift Master and all that crazy shit, which is completely sold out everywhere. But yeah. Okay, so now that I kind of caught up on the comments, let's talk about a little bit about what's coming up with the channel. So tomorrow I will be streaming the Master Series, Part 3 of the Master Series. And if you guys don't know what the Master Series is, it's essentially the successor to the Legacy series. But this time, it's a little bit different. Obviously, there isn't so much of a time crunch to get all these games done. However, it's just going to be ongoing within the channel, and the Summer of RE is among us. So while we didn't get any Resident Evil Summer announcement, don't worry, because I'm going to be doing a bunch of Resident Evil stuff this summer, including randomizers for the first time ever. Yes, so I've done Resident Evil 4 randomizers before on this channel, the original Resident Evil 4, not the remake. I think I've done a little bit of Resident Evil Remake randomizers in the past, but for the Summer of RE, my plan is to do a bunch of stuff. So obviously, like I said, Keeper's Diary is coming out the end of this month. That is going to be releasing on the Residents of Evil channel. So that is also going to be dropping this summer. And then my plan is to build this PC and be up and running during the summer, hopefully. And this will be, I'll jump into doing some other mods, skin mods, different ones I can do for remakes. Perry is going to help me out with a lot of that stuff too. Now the BioRan mods, like the random mods that I've never played on this channel for the original Resident Evil 1, original Resident Evil 2, and OG RE3, I've never done. I've done, the Play as Nemesis mod. I've never played the Kendo mod, stuff like that. So this Summer of RE, I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on, some mods. I know I might have said that last year and probably only got to so many, but I promise I'm going to try my best to, fill in the time. We don't have a lot of new Resident Evil stuff coming out. So there's a lot of live streams that I want to do. And the mods are many of them. So the BioRen mods I like to do. I like to play some of the RE Challenger mods as well. Those would be very fun to do. I've never played them on my channel. So there's a couple well, I've done the Christmas mod. That's the one I've done. But there is a lot of different survival horror games that I can also play as well. So while it's not so much RE, that will probably be also going on in the summer. So there'll be a poll out there for members and Patreon supporters to vote on. But for the Master Series tomorrow, that is going to be starting. If you guys don't know what the Master Series is, it's basically fans vote on stipulations for each game, and I put up the poll, and the fans vote on it, and that changes how I go about my game. So very RE Challenger inspired, but also just trying to switch it up a little bit with how I play some of these games. I'm not so much up against a clock when I play, but I will be going into these games with more of a challenge because the stipulations will kind of get harder as, you know, each game I think of different things to add in there. So RE3 Original will be interesting as well. So I plan to bring in, you know, some different stipulations for 3. But as it stands tomorrow, it's going to be Leon B. And that's going to be no herb mixtures and handgun only. So no Magnum, no shotgun, no Matilda. You know, this is just like plain Jane as it gets. So handguns only, no herb mixtures, and that's going to be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be, you know, probably however long it has to be. Because the last one, I got through it. It was very sketchy towards the end. I was barely scraping by with the ammo. I think I don't even know how much we had left by the last, like, Birkin fight. But Leon B is going to be very interesting. It could be even harder than Claire A, depending on how I kind of keep the ammo. But yeah, so that's going to be happening. So stay tuned for that. Even though it's not, you know, it's kind of kicking off Summer of RE in a way. So yeah, this summer, there's going to be more dice locks. RE2 Remake dice lock. I'm still coming for that win. Chat room, don't think I forgot. I wanted to try to do it last month. It didn't work. This month, I am going to try to get a couple dice locks in. And this summer, in general, I'm going to try to get some dice locks done. And RE0 might be in there. Maybe. Not sure. But RE0 will be revisited will be revisited as well this summer, if I can talk. And that is going to be one of the things. I know Leech Hunter I was trying for a little while. Kind of gave up on it, to be honest with you. I was just like, I need a break. But here we are now with a, you know, a kind of a refresh start. And I think I might try to go for hard mode on 0. So the 100% LTRE series, I'm still going to just do over the summer as well. So that will be happening. Dice locks, 100%, Resident Evil mods. So I'm going to try to keep the summer interesting. Even if we don't have any news, I promise I will keep the videos coming. There's a lot of videos that I have that are discussion pieces. There's videos that I have that are collection related, where I talk about, you know, certain things in the collection. Some people liked the collection videos that I did about a month ago. You know, I definitely want to continue to do that, where I talk about like rare items in my collection and, you know, various things that kind of be, you know, they're kind of, they're showcased in videos, but I don't know. I just like giving people some different content as well. Where it kind of peels the layer back of, you know, the collection. It talks about these items, and it talks about, you know, how rare they are, how obscure they are, you know. So I definitely don't want to stop videos like that, but yeah, I don't know. It's got to take it with a grain of salt, Miguel, because yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the beginning or the end of anything. I just hope that it's something that it's just a continuation of a story that might have a timeline jump in it, and that may or may not be still honored, or they might fill in that time. I'm not sure. Recently played RE2 Remake after 5 years. It was better than I remembered. I don't know why I never clicked with me when it first came out. As a longtime RE fan, I was disappointed with myself. says Icy Hot Sam. It's all good. I mean, sometimes it takes time. I think I really appreciated RE2 Remake. When it came out, I loved it. But when I replayed it in 2022, about 2 years ago, on the new consoles, I fell in love with it all over again. I replayed it. I got 100% on it. I fucking loved it. So it ended up becoming just something I love going back to now. And now I'm like trying to master it for this dice lock to try to beat it, where all these stipulations are against me. So we'll see. The Play Asia artwork, it's still up there, Aquarat. I think it's just a placeholder for when RE9 gets out. But yeah, I mean, the Play Asia artwork, it's clearly AI generated. It's clearly fake. That's why in my video, I wasn't trying to claim that it was real. My video, I'm not here to brag, but my video was one of the first ones to acknowledge that leak before all of the, GameSpots and your IGNs and all these other people, these big websites, out there, that these magazines all picked up on that, and they got, obviously hundreds of thousands of views, which is fine. That's the nature of the beast. But the Resident Evil channels always get to it first before the main journalists. So ha. But anyway, it's still cool to talk about it because it's interesting, right? So, I mean, it's just a placeholder. It's weird that they all kind of showed up at the same time. Like that night was an odd thing that they all got updated, including all of the other PS5 editions. But yeah, so essentially, yeah, it's just placeholder stuff. But, who knows? Because if they end up, releasing something over there on Play Asia as far as like a physical, at least collection for the older games, like, and I don't mean the original trilogy, but like a 5, a 4, a 6, like those OG games, or Code Veronica on physical discs, that would be interesting because those listings were up there as well, but not much to it. I would get another game where we play as Umbrella characters. I still replay Operation Raccoon City from time to time. I agree, Matt Cave. I love Operation Raccoon City. It's not a perfect game. It has flaws. It's a fun action game, though. It's a fun action shooter. It's a what-if game, and it's harmless, and I actually liked it. I liked it back then. My review, caused controversy back then because people were like, how can you like this? But I liked it. So looking forward to going back to OG RE2. And yeah, Leon, I'm excited to go back. I got my PS1 right here, hooked up, ready to go for tomorrow. So I got my memory card. So yeah, I will be playing it on the old console and just enjoying the PS1 hums as I play. And fingers crossed that I actually beat it. Milfman, what is up, brother? We acknowledge you. RWK, what's up, man? Another member in the house. Yeah, so lots of fun stuff to play in this summer. And kind of map out, some content, because I always try to map out, the next kind of, I always try to keep my sights ahead, keep looking forward, but keep planning some stuff accordingly. And that's the plan, is just like get the rest of these PC parts in and get this thing moving. And but in the process, I'm still going to be working on stuff while all that's happening. So that will all be happening in the background. But once I get a date for the PC build, it will be live streamed right here on LTRE. Perry will be helping me build that, and that'll be great. And so Summer of RE will be here to stay this summer, even though we don't have crazy new Resident Evil stuff to check out. Will you do the RE2 Seamless HD mod? Not for tomorrow, Gravities, but I have played both versions of the Seamless HD Resident Evil 2 mod. They are back on the channel's, live streams history, so I have played them before. But for the Master Series, I am going back to old consoles here, and even though it doesn't look the best, I still like how it looks to me. So, would you like to see another RE game like 6 where we have 3 different scenarios and all of them have co-op? Definitely not, Milfman. I think that's just a lot. I wouldn't be opposed to, OG characters, multiple OG characters in the game. I don't know if we need multiple campaigns. And if you did one, you can still make, I wouldn't be opposed to a co-op campaign and just giving an option to have co-op, Some say without RE7, we wouldn't have RE2 Remake. Do you agree or disagree? I do agree in some aspects. I think RE7 I think RE2 is going to happen no matter what. But I think RE7 did help Capcom a little bit out of their funk, the dark days of Capcom, as I refer to them as. And, you know, I think it needed to get RE back on the right track. And RE7 necessarily wasn't all of right track, but it was first person. It was a soft reboot of the franchise. It got people into a, you know, flow of Resident Evil that might have not played it for years because it wasn't all Michael Bay action. It was first person. It was meant for more casual audiences, you know, but I don't think it necessarily, you know, I don't think we wouldn't have gotten RE2 Remake because I think RE2 Remake was inevitable. Because RE7 sold, you know, pretty well by the end of everything, but RE2 Remake was like, you know, very, very big. And I think that they were going to do it no matter what. It was a matter of time. But RE7 was just able to give them a, you know, a gateway for new fans to come in for the YouTube generation, the live streaming generation of scare cams and people jumping out of their seats. You know, that's kind of what RE7 was playing into. It was leaning into that horror, you know, Slender Man, you know, Amnesia, like those kind of games. RE7 was not like those games specifically, but, you know, it saw PT, it saw different things come before it, and it was like, you know what, let's try to cash in on some of the first-person horror. And so Sony cut them a check and said, look, make it for the PSVR and make it first person, and that's why Ethan doesn't have a face. That's why Ethan's not really a character, really, until Village, because then they added character lore. So, I got announced before RE7 was even announced. Yeah, I was going to say, it got announced, the We Do It thing happened in like 2015, right? 2016, something like that. So, yeah, like let's actually go and look this up. So, Resident Evil We Do It, right? So if you look at the We Do It video, when was this uploaded? Okay, Producer H, special message. This was put out August 12th, 2015, way before Resident Evil 7 was announced. So yeah, that's definitely a wrong thing, Miguel, just because RE2 was in development before 7, so RE2 was going to happen no matter what. Now, did RE7 sell well enough to where Capcom was like, okay, I think we might be back as a franchise? Yeah, I think it put them in the right place, you know, in terms of like they made Resident Evil kind of jump back into people's like, you know, brains, like, oh, Resident Evil, because it was just called Resident Evil Biohazard, right? The 7 was kind of hidden, but it was still there. And so we knew RE2 was still in development. And because, again, this special message from Producer H, this is all the way back August 12th, 2015. Resident Evil 7, the exact date for Resident Evil 7, came out in 2017. It came out January 24th, 2017. So, you know, Resident Evil 2 was happening no matter what. But the biggest thing is that, did Resident Evil 7 help Resident Evil 2 in any way? And I don't think it necessarily helped, but I think Resident Evil 7 at least helped the mainline games continue while the remakes could continue, if that makes sense. Because they could have easily just been like, you know what, if RE7 flopped, let's just do 2 remake, 3 remake, 4, like let's just not even worry about 8. But I think 7 got them enough success. By December 2023, the game has sold 13 million units. That's Resident Evil 7 alone. So it was a hit. It was successful. And Resident Evil Village sold 10 million units by March of last year. So the mainline games were still selling very successful. The RE2 stuff, yeah, they knew that was going to just sell like hotcakes. But I think RE7 did set the franchise on a scaled down note. It didn't set it up as this action game. It was like, let's scale it down a little bit. Let's make it just in a house with, you know, like I said, some things worked for me, some things didn't work for me. The kitchen demo was RE7 when Capcom dropped it as the mysterious game. Yeah, yep, I remember that. I remember all those demos, and in fact, one of the first live streams I ever did was streaming the Resident Evil 7 demo right here on YouTube, and I had like almost 300 people in my chat, which at the time was absurd because I just started live streaming, but it was because everybody was so on edge of like, oh, what's, because the demo would update. The marketing for 7 was amazing. They knew exactly what they were doing with the dummy finger and all that good stuff. So they did a really good job. But yeah, it's just, it was meant to be a soft reboot, and I think that's why Resident Evil 7 seems so standoffish, because they didn't even know if it was going to be successful or not to continue it. Once Resident Evil 7 sold really well, they were like, you know what? Let's connect 8 to 7, and let's connect 7 to the rest of the games. So, holy shit, we got Matt Cave Gaming becoming a member and gifting a membership. Thank you. The Leon, YouTube, Azure Eyes, Kenwell Ritual, David Ramsua, and The Real Cornbread. Thank you, Matt Cave, for gifting memberships. And you guys can vote on upcoming content, get access to exclusive shows and early content and all that stuff with memberships and Patreon. So anytime someone gives you a membership, you get a green name, you get custom badges and emojis and all that good stuff for your membership. So there you go. Have you seen the City of the Dead 2 RE2 remake mod? I have not, but I will have to check it out and play it. Funny story, I bought RE7, haven't played for a year, and then played it and then got hooked. Yeah, I mean, RE7 for me, I remember I played it on the channel. Thank you again, Matt Cave. Really appreciate the generosity this evening, giving back to the community. You guys are awesome. Anytime you gift memberships, that really helps out. That helps the channel. Love the channel, dude. You provide so much great Resident Evil content. Thanks, man. Much love to you guys. I'm nothing without the community. I'm a member once more, says Lee on YouTube, for 6 months. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I really got to get on with updating the emojis. I have to get like pictures of myself and like shrink them down, because I want to put like, have emojis of me and like different Resident Evil characters too. So I got to update the membership thing overall and just overhaul it, so I can update it. Like keep the emojis I have, but like add more funny shit in there. I can add like an angry face or like a sad face or like a, just like dumb shit, we could put in there. We still got 72 people in here and only 53 likes. So let's hit that like button if you haven't yet. I'm still down to answer some questions and hang out. I think I'm caught up on the chat here. You guys have been awesome this evening. Again, I'm going to be live around 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with the Game Complainers tonight over there. That's where we talk gaming and everything, and that's where I'm going to talk all about the Xbox event, Gears of War, everything. It's going to be a big show tonight, so I'm very, very excited. I'm like really excited to talk about this stuff, man. So, and I'm always excited to jump on here with you guys too. I know you guys like these live hangouts where I just kind of read the chat and just kind of shoot the shit, and that's kind of what these are. I always like doing these every few weeks, just to keep you guys updated. We need a Nemesis emoji. I know. I need to get on that, man. I need to get on that. I think I have some goals I have written down, and I always try to write stuff down for like new months, you know what I mean? Like goals I want to accomplish, whether it's personally or just with anything that, and my content creation. And one of them is like update, like channel maintenance heavy, like update, the badges, update the emojis, try to figure out more member content that I can put out there. You guys like the member shows in the past. So I'm still going to continue to do the exclusive podcasts, or the Last Survivors podcast, as we've been calling them. So, I'm going to continue to do that as well. Xbox Complainers is the best show on YouTube, says MILFman. Xbox Complainers is very fun. That I think with, with different eras of news and different, like, what the hell's going on, I think Xbox Complainers definitely had some really crazy shows. Because we had to talk about and complain about some stuff, for sure. Yeah, the collector's edition for Resident Evil 7, I actually have it. I'm looking at it right now to the left of me, the Baker's house. So, and I'm so excited for Gears E-Day. It was my favorite announcement at the show, but I'll fangirl out later on Game Complainers. Yes, no, very excited. As you guys know, I'm a huge Gears fan, so that's why Perry's also been hyping up my opinions and stuff on that, because I'm like, I love Gears of War. Any chance we'll get an announcement this year? Are you talking about Resident Evil? So I would say if there is going to be an announcement, I think it's going to be from Capcom themselves. I don't think it's going to be at one of these, game convention things, right? I think it's going to be their own event, and it could be late summer or it could be in the fall. I don't see why not. I know a lot of people want just new information. And like I said, like channels like myself, I just have to basically find things to do, find things to play when we don't have, news to report on, right? I'm not a leak channel, so I don't like to just prioritize leaks. I do videos on leaks. I can discuss them like I did this past month of May, where it just seemed like we were getting leaks every other week. So I did have to cover it because it is good for the channel. It's good for the algorithm. It's good for growth. Like, you do have to do it. But I wanted to make some of the leak videos a little bit more, discussion based and like what I would like to see, but also how to go about it in an intelligent way from a Resident Evil fan. So it just doesn't blend in with all the other content that's out there that isn't on my channel. That's just like on, other people's channels, but I don't want to just replicate that. So, and none of that content is evergreen stuff. It's just temporary, the leak stuff. So it's temporary views. Like, as far as like, you're going to get an influx of views, but only so many of them are people that support you every time, right? A lot of it gets to people that are just seeing it for the first time. They don't really subscribe, which is fine. But, anything is good for the channel exposure. Yeah, I like to do, I have a bunch of other videos that I have that are just going to be planned out through the summer, and they're not leaked videos. You know what I mean? If leaks come out and stuff comes out that I want to talk about, that I can talk about, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? But that's just not like this channel. I didn't want you guys to think last month of May, when you saw some of those leaked videos coming out that I was doing, that's all this channel was going to turn into. That's never the case with this channel. You know what I mean? We've always covered leaks here from the beginning. I've always covered them as well. But, I try to not make that all what my channel's about. If people do that and it works for them, power to them. But, and again, that's why they're a lot bigger than me. That's fine. But, I got to do things how I do things. So how do I feel about the new Alien movie? Not really. Not really feeling too hot about it. Next Capcom showcase, not sure, Gravity. But once I know, you will know, because I will do a announcement video and definitely will stream it. New Doom game gets me hyped. Does look pretty dope. Alien Romulus is going to be fire, says Matt. I don't know, man. I just don't know how I'm feeling about that. Have I played Evil Within? Did you enjoy it? What did I enjoy the most? I like Evil Within, Miguel. I like the horror elements. I love the psychological aspects of that as well, Miguel. I like to go back and replay that. Doom Dark Ages got me hyped up, and Gears as well, says Angel Excellence. And maybe Tokyo Game Show, we might get some more news. Tokyo Game Show is the other one that's after Gamescom. I think Gamescom is in August. Tokyo Game Show is in September. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the only RE, I think we only get this year for RE is RE9 in the fall, as far as an announcement, says Nick. Yeah, I mean, I think if it is RE9, if it is a remake, whatever the case may be, I think fall is a good time where it could still happen. So we'll see. We'll see where that kind of sits. But yeah, I don't mean to be down and out on the Alien movie, guys, either. But I don't know. I didn't really care about the last two Alien movies, and the trailer here, I'm just like, what is that? All right. Sorry about that. Alien versus Predator. Let's see here. Which RE OST is your favorite? Probably 3, 2, 1, Code Veronica, 0 are my top. Who do you think about Souls-like for RE open world? Not swords and stuff, make it semi-open world and have a 30 mini bosses that are scary and intense. I have to say no, Ken, on that one, just because that's not my flavor, you know, and I don't think that really suits RE, but to each their own. Nothing against Souls-like games either. Instead of fodder zombies linear, make it open world, but compensate by making every encounter hard as hell. I don't know. I see what you're going for. Jeff M says, I'm really looking forward to Alien Romulus as well. It looks amazing. Oh, man. See, I'm disappointing people. See, I'm like, everyone in the chat's like, I think it looks great. I don't know. See, this is why I don't like watching trailers. I really don't like watching trailers. And for Alien, I watched both trailers. And, you know, look, should I probably go see it when it comes out? Yeah, I'm a horror fan. I even saw Covenant when it came out in the theater. Because that was the last one, right? So, man, that was probably like, what, 2017? Like, geez, like, I'm pretty sure. When did that come out? 2017, yeah. You know, I don't know. Really, Scott really likes what Alvarez done with it. I can't wait to see it. Nightmare Fuel, I love it. Yeah, I mean, look, will I give it a chance? Yeah. Am I going to run out and see it day one? I don't know. I'll pay for your ticket. It's all good, Matt. It's all good. Angel X says the new Alien movie is going back to basics as it seems, and the trailer is good and remake. Reminds me of Prey, and the director has a great track record of making great horror films, and he made an impression. All right, so the chat's putting this over, this new Alien movie. Rambo, are you in here? Where's Rambo? What do you think of the Alien trailer? I don't know if you did a video on it, so excuse my ignorance, but everyone hates Prometheus, but I like it. Prometheus was just okay. Like, I know a lot of people love that movie, and so I understand. Are the House of the Dead movies any good? No. Some people said House of the Dead 2 was even better. I only saw House of the Dead 1, and me and my friend, I'll never forget it, we rented it from the video store, and this is like 2001, 2002. Like, we were kids, you know, young. And we played House of the Dead on Dreamcast and in the arcades. So we're like, oh, yeah, House of the Dead. And then we get it. We're just like, this movie is not good. We're like, what is this movie? And they were like, that's not G. That's not, you know, there's no Curian here. It's a new Alien movie in the theaters. Yes, it is coming out in theaters. I thought it looked good to a point. I don't like that all the people are teenagers. Alien Zoomer Edition. They already spoiled several deaths in the newest Alien trailer. I know. Spoilers suck. New Alien has potential. I'll go in cautiously and hope to be pleasantly surprised. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with it. Alien trailers, Mrs. Vester alone. When you play the movie? JD says, hey, Anthony, how are you, buddy? Sorry I've not been around lately. I'm in Tokyo on business. Damn, JD, what's up? 8:49 a.m. here. Hope you're well. Can't wait for Gears E-Day and MGS3. Yeah, man. Cannot wait. Well, JD, that's amazing, man. Even though you're on business, that's amazing. It's in Tokyo. That's one place that I would love to see one day. So, yeah, hope you enjoy some of the scenery over there. They did take Alien Romulus off of Hulu, going straight there to now make it to go to theaters. And James Cameron and Ridley Scott said the director made a great impression. Okay, so it was originally on Hulu and now it's coming to theaters. Okay. The good of Action Stallone. I don't like that they're teenagers either. They'll just be banging each other and crying. Yeah, that's pretty much what they do on Friday the 13th, you know. And when does this come out? Romulus comes out on August. Okay, so it's coming out in August. So originally was on. So it's set between Alien and Aliens, and it continues the young space colonists who scavenging the derelict space station come face to face with the terrifying life form of space. Stallone doesn't talk like that, though. That's a Rocky impression. People always do that when they. Yeah, that I know. I love Sly Stallone. Don't get it twisted, man. I love Cobra. I love Tango and Cash. I love all the Rambos. I love, like I'm in it. I'm always down for Sly. I love Arnie. I'll take them all. I love all the action film dudes, even though I can make fun of them. But look what I started. So Aquarius. Don't Breathe is actually good. Same director, so I do have a little hope for it. Yeah, Don't Breathe wasn't bad. The turkey baster. Never forget people's reaction to that in the theater. Let's see. Same director did Evil Dead and Don't Breathe. Okay. I just rewatched Tango and Cash. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Tango, Cash. Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. The Predator wasn't really the best, but the Predator killer suit is a fucking awesome concept, and I hope we see it again. That's one thing I haven't seen either. The Predator. Like a lot of people were talking about that, but you're supposed to be making a movie called Hunter, based on the book and the creatures that escaped, and he plays a tracker. Huh. I was telling Perry I got the RE5. The Jasper works perfectly with no issues. JD, that's amazing, man. Yeah, you've been on a hacking roll, man. That's so cool. You've been using Perry's videos. Shout out to JD. Perry does a lot of hacking videos, and he does that not only to hack things for himself, but to also show people how to do it. And because of that, JD hacked a bunch of PlayStations, and he's on the Xbox train hacking that stuff. So great, man. That's so cool. And thanks for all your support. Angel Excellence says Cobra, great movie, and all the other Slies and Jean Claude's and other action stars are great. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Where's Perry talking smack like it's '06? I need it. Yeah. Always on Game Complainers. So always youtube.com/The Game Complainers. We'll be there tonight talking about some Xbox stuff. We won't be screaming and yelling tonight, actually, because we have some. The Xbox event was actually really good, even though, like I said, I wasn't around to live stream it. I think Perry was live for like 7 hours or something crazy. So, they were talking about it all day. I didn't get a chance to talk about it with them other than just like group chats and stuff. So that's why this will be fun tonight. Terminator needs to go back to the horror roots that made the first film. I agree. I loved the first Terminator. Glad you like Stallone. I grew up on him. Huge fan. I think he's awesome. Judge Dredd again. Just watch. Yeah, that's a great one too. Very nostalgic for me. He's filming the Tulsa season 2. I haven't seen Tulsa King season 1, but people like that. 14 jailbroken PS4 so far. Damn, JD, you're fucking savage. That's probably how many Perry has done just in 360s, honestly, recently. Also rewatched Welcome to Raccoon City. I'm excited for that movie, and I think it was the most disappointment I ever felt. Second time around wasn't any better. Yeah, no, definitely not. But like I said, Keeper's Diary is finally coming out end of this month of June. I don't have a number date yet, but it is coming out end of this month finally. So hopefully the fans can show you how we could do something when we all get together and do something with a lot of love. And like I said, hopefully this just knocks down the door for more projects. Whether people think it's too short or too long or whatever the case may be, it is a short film, but I promise that Keeper's Diary will be, worth everybody's time and money that they spent to get it made. And any RE fan films made by Rat Labs? No, I have not. Name doesn't sound familiar. I prefer Predator with Adrian Brody. Pretty underrated film. Predators. I don't even know if I saw that or not. I don't think so. He looks amazing for 77. I think he's either making Demolition Man 2 or Cliffhanger 2. I really want Hunter to be made because he's not done a monster creature film. Arnold did Predator. Yeah, no, that would be really cool. I still like to see, people like that still just work and do some really cool stuff. You know what I mean? It really pissed me off because we recently watched Expendables 4, and that was such a disappointment on so many levels. Like, I was talking about it with Callie and Ben because we watched it the other night, and I was just like, yeah, it's definitely the worst one. Even though it went back to rated R, I think it's... No, but I thought about it more, and it's worse. Like, 3 is better. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I thought about it more, and I was literally outside with Ben, and I was like, you know what? I think I would rank them 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, that's how I did the Scream series for a while. But now I rank them with Scream. I rank them 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5. So, but that's not saying much. But are there any games you don't cover or stream that you are enjoying? I finally got around to Ghost of Tsushima and love it. Well, the last game that I really played that I loved was Crow Country. I mean, it was so good, and it was in survival horror. It was in survival horror in that lane, so I streamed it. But as far as off camera, I have been enjoying Helldivers 2. I don't play it as much, as everybody else because a lot of people are on it every day and they have they've maxed out levels and shit like that. But Helldivers 2 has been fun. I do like my multiplayer games from time to time. My wife and I were crying laughing at the end when they showed the cow flying away from the bomb. The theater was quiet besides us. Yeah, I think at that point people were wondering, what the fuck am I watching? But yeah, the cow was just like adding insult to injury. There was a cow that was spinning from the explode. You don't remember that? Yeah, that had happened, but
Was it horrible looking?
I mean, it's a CG cow spinning, so it doesn't look good. But I like Demolition Man. Yeah, I'm a fan of Demolition Man. I'm big into. I love. You guys don't hear me talk about it a lot on here, but I do love my 80s, my 70s and 80s action film. It was a step down from other Expendables. I know Sly didn't really want to do it, and then I think when he pulled out, it went to shit. I think if they do a 5th movie, it will be big, huge budget. I don't know, because this one bombed, and I don't know, man. I didn't even really get into Creed 3 as much as I would have liked, even though we watched it and it was okay. I did miss his involvement, you know what I mean? So, and I understand it's always a rights issue, and it's, it's all this crap that, is beyond just us fans. But yeah, I want to do, I do have a film channel, and it's Inocula Productions. That's my film channel where I do short films of my own and obviously just different productions. But also, that's kind of where I've been able to review and talk about other movies. And I want to do that more. It's obviously not monetized or anything like that, so I do spend a lot of time more on here. But I'm trying to obviously, do a lot more as I get this PC, built and manage a lot more all at once. So ever since he hurt his neck and back during the first movie, he said the injuries have been hard. I think age hasn't really affected him. It's injuries. A documentary called Slides. Yeah, I actually want to watch that. I know it's on Netflix, but I haven't actually sat down and watched it. So glad you're getting a new PC together, buddy. That's so cool. Good luck with it. Look forward to seeing the streams. Yeah, man. No, I'm really happy to finally be getting, the stuff together for the PC, and I just want to be able to make more stuff on this channel a lot more efficiently and faster, and I could do a lot more, and I can edit a lot more efficiently, and everything will just be updated. It will literally be like jumping on a PC for the first time again, because even though I jumped into the PC world 11 years ago, it will almost be because of, I've updated this PC, like I said, since then. It's not all old stuff, but a lot of it is, I need to be on faster stuff, more updated stuff. Everything's 4K now. You know what I mean? And if I want to edit certain things or certain files that are bigger in size, there won't be any problems. There won't be any, everything will be updated, basically. I mean, if you look at where technology was in 2013 as opposed to now, it's literally night and day. So starting stuff from the ground up and then all that stuff, it's going to be fun. and it's going to be almost like a whole new era of creating stuff. So, any update with Keeper's Diary? Yes, there's 2 shots left, and it's coming out at the end of this month. So, I can't plug this enough, honestly. In my opinion, I think we need to ramp up the promotion a little bit more than we have so far. So, I think we should do, a podcast, get Andy on, get Nuji on here, and we can shoot the shit about filming and our experiences. Nick Noguera gifting a membership to Stevie Mack is now a member. Fellow brother Stevie Mack and fellow South Jerseyan Stevie Mack is in the house. He's around my neck of the woods, so to speak, literally in the woods. Sly documentary is on Netflix. It's a bit depressing, but pretty insightful. Had to put up with some negative crap in his life. Makes sense when he comes across so well. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times a lot of people put their suffering and stuff into their art, and that's what ends up becoming really cool. Yeah, Nick is the real MVP, man. Nick and Thunder's always the top donators when it comes to gifting memberships and just supporting the channel. But yes, so Keeper's Diary is coming out at the end of the month. I'm mostly going to be plugging that a lot in these next videos and live streams because, yeah, it's going to be coming out at the end of the month. Once I have, like, a date, I will tell you guys, but it is for sure coming out this month, okay? I know we said March originally. I know we said April. I know we said May. I promise you it's June. We just had Andy, the producer himself, in here saying, yes, this is coming out. Apparently, there's going to be another cut coming out later down the road as well, but we'll see. You should see if Critical Drinker will review it for you. I think he has a indie project for Ari before. Yeah, I think that's been talked about before, as far as like showing it to some people, or trying to get people to cover it. But I appreciate everybody that has been patient so far. And yeah, if you guys want to know what my involvement was with Keeper's Diary, I was a camera assistant under Nuji, aka Luke, who was helping shoot everything, being the cinematographer. And essentially it was, between myself, Andy from Biohazard Declassified, Nuji from Resident Evil Challenger, and, the Residents of Evil crew. It was a massive collaboration. And like I said, even though this is a short film, and I know people probably will want to say, why isn't it longer? Why isn't, there more stuff here? I think people will be happy with it because, again, if we can get over this finish line and get it out to everybody, guess what? It can knock down the doors for more opportunities for myself, for other of our team, and other people that, want to be involved in these future projects. And for me, it was a dream come true, and even though it's an independent project, it's still a dream come true. You know what I mean? So when it comes out, Ken, it will be out on the Residents of Evil channel. That's where it's been decided where it's going. So it is in association with that. So that's going to be coming out at the end of June on YouTube, premiering for free for everybody. It's not going to be charged. You're not going to have to go see it in a theater. It's a fan film for free. We're not selling it, physically or anything as of yet. I don't think that's the plan for this. I think this is just going to be digital. For other releases in the future, we'll see. You know what I mean? If we'll print up some stuff. Again, this is like our first time for a lot of this stuff. So, we learn from everything. We learn from your feedback. We read it all the time. And I can't hype Keeper's Diary up enough. We literally put our all into this. We put our everything into this thing in October. We went to Michigan and we just fucking filmed, man. Michigan/Wisconsin. We were kind of like literally on the border of Michigan to Wisconsin. You just drive and you're in Wisconsin/Michigan. Like we were going back and forth and filming, and yeah, I'll have to check out Tulsa King. How much action is in Keeper's Diary? There's plenty of stuff to be entertained with. Let me just keep it that way. It's not all guns blazing. It's not all like Jill headshotting zombies every second, you know what I mean? Or like different, it's telling the story of the Keeper. And if you read the Keeper's Diary file from Resident Evil 1, you'll really kind of get an idea of what you'll be seeing, if that makes sense, because it follows that diary. So we didn't really take a lot out of that diary and we didn't add like random stuff in there. We did change little things here and there, but nothing to piss anyone off. An RE2 short film you guys are in next, right? Says Nick Noguera, question mark, with the Claire and Leon emojis. Very good question. Never know. Never say never, right? I'm not saying anything here. I'm just saying that I think if this independent film does well and it shows fans what we can do as a team, you never know what can be around the corner. You never know what other ambitious projects might come from it. It could be an RE2. It could be something else completely different. You never know, chat room. You never know. And that's why, it's important for us to talk about it, all of you guys to share it, tell people about it, let people know what Keeper's Diary is about, and like that we mean business. And obviously Residents of Evil is the biggest Resident Evil channel on YouTube. That's not a surprise to any of you guys. So it is going to be put on the biggest platform for a, all eyes on it, basically. So, that is that's where it's going to be released. But I just want to let you guys know that, this is an effort, a team effort. All of us came together to make this happen. And yeah, I don't know. I'm actually really stoked that like we're finally seeing the home stretch. Like Andy said in this chat specifically, 2 shots left. So, we're right in the home stretch. And what that means is just adjusting with some, video effects, everything else like that. Andrew wants to get set before everything is completely done. So we're essentially like 99.9% there. Yeah, it's not gone. Despite what some people were thinking, it's not canceled. It's not, canceled by Capcom. It's not, pulled from anything. Keeper's Diary is coming out this month. And again, you're just going to hear me promote it more and more. And like I said, have some more people on the show who helped out on the project talk about it. So we will do that. LOL, I get you. I'm looking forward to it. Looks bigger than all the other RE movies. Well, we try to, again, we try our best to, I appreciate all you guys supporting indie stuff. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Axel, and all that stuff. Because this SWAT Umbrella Spec Ops guys in the trailer scene was wondering how cool the scene would be, how much action is in it. It's really impressed with the quality, and the outfits look great. Yeah, that's what we tried to do. It was around, we asked for 40,000. I think we got 50,000. And so, and again, that's still very small. I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, really? 50,000 is still really small? It is very small for an independent project because, believe me, between, traveling and, getting everybody over there and just like, it goes really quickly. But I think we pretty much took everything and we tried to make the best of it. And yeah, we tried to make everything look as good as possible. And looking forward to seeing it. I finally got my new PC, says JD. He can't wait. Stormforce Prism RTX 4090. Very nice, man. Very nice. Jeff M's looking forward to Keeper's Diary. Glad to hear it's coming out this month. Does Capcom actually know about it? So they do. So Andy was in here, Biohazard Declassified, as you guys know, really good friend of the show. And myself personally. Last couple of years, became really cool with him. And, he's the producer on the Keeper's Diary. And X-Men 97 is another one that I got to watch, Leon. I got to watch that whole thing now that it's done, or season 1 is done. But anyway, what I was saying was Andy from Biohazard Declassified, who is the main producer on Keeper's Diary, he is like, he was the man. Because last summer, when we launched the campaign, Capcom actually did reach out. And they wanted to know what exactly we were doing and if we were making money off of it, which we're not. And Andy typed up a tremendous email to them just explaining this is what we're doing. It's inspired by, it's a fan film. Like, we're not using any names. We're not using any title, Resident Evil. This is strictly a fan film. This is it. You know what I mean? We're not this isn't about like, we're not profiting off of the name, you know what I mean? Which is what they want. They don't want you to see doing that. And they said, okay. And they let us go, basically. They wanted to just know what was up with the project. We told them, and they said okay. And yeah, Nick, you're right. Nick, that whole set, you're right. It costs money. Like, all that stuff is resources. You don't know how many times it was like myself. Well, okay, I'm going to shout out Andrew and Rob Noor because they were there super early in that dusty-ass, musky warehouse, which I know is like, renovated now, and, road, it has it, all redone up, and there's running water, and there's like, they're doing their studio stuff there. But let me tell you, it was musky as fuck the whole time. We didn't have running water. We didn't have, we had porta potties for when we were filming, but like, this was like a musky-ass warehouse. And essentially, we had to build these sets in between all of this. And Andrew and Rob Noor, man, Andrew, the director, was there early, just helping like build the sets. Like, I think that's the one thing too. If we do something next time, we'll probably have. What's going on, Yvette? Good to see you. I think we'll have just dedicated set builders, because let me tell you, it was essentially just like everybody doing everything they can to get by. I mean, I painted, I hung wallpaper, you have to help with all that stuff because it's an independent film. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So at the same time, it was basically just like everybody pitched in, like Nuji, myself. Like I said, Rob Noor was killing it. He had to leave shortly after when we started, but like, we hung wallpaper, we painted stuff, we hung up lights, we connected light fixtures to the wall to make it look like the F hall from, the first, the F hall that has the, the keeper's room, like that hallway, it was amazing to see it all come together, but it was a lot of work. You know how many times we went to Home Depot and we needed to get stuff, or like, oh man, we need like more flooring. Like, we had like the pop-in flooring that we're laying down, and we had to go and get, so all that stuff comes out of a budget, or comes out, you know what I mean? Like, so yes, it is very, very much a lot more money than you think when you're kind of initially scaling things. But again, everything for the next time, so you never know what you can try to get, next time, as far as, what we can budget out, what we can ask for, if we're promising more ambitious projects, down the road, which I would like to see. So, how do you find actors for the short film? I mean, it's essentially just reaching out. I think it's all on Andrew. I think he was really trying to pull for Charlie Krislovsky, who played the original Chris, from the live action cutscenes from the first game. We got him to play the keeper. So that was really important. And then some of them were, people that Andrew knew. And you can also put out, listings online, people to look for in your area. That stuff I'm going to start doing over here for some of my films, like that become a little bit more of a bigger process where you need multiple actors. You can just put out ads and just put out things, So, Rocky was made for 50 or 60, saying, yeah, which is crazy, right? It's absolutely nuts. Abdul says, hey, Anthony, hope you're a well man. Seeing RE298 thumbnail is an immediate click. Hell yeah. Yeah, I had to go back with the old magazine design, right? Because that's from the artwork of a I think it was a Game Informer. I think not the front cover, but one of the screenshots. Rocker's made for 860, not 850. My mistake. Oh, okay, 860K. I mean, shit, man, it's a lot. Congrats. Really hope it pays off for you guys. I hope so, Ken, in the long run for sure. Because like I said, while we didn't really make much, money off of this. Like I said, we're not making anything off of this. But it's more so of like, hopefully we could see what else happens. Perry says, see you in 1 hour. Yes, definitely, man. Nick Noguera gifted another membership to Axel Stone. Yes, the man, Nick Noguera. Thank you. And Axel is now a member. Thank you, Axel, for chopping it up with movies. It's been fun. I had no idea you filmed. Yes. I'm a filmmaker myself. I do my own films and stuff. Inocula Productions is my YouTube channel. You can click my channel here, and you'll see it in the banner. Or the channels you should check out. But I did help film Keeper's Diary as a camera assistant, and I was there for literally the whole filming process. I was doing the slate. I was, changing camera lenses with Nuji, so it was a very much a learning process within all that. You're learning and you're taking it all in. but you're also appreciating the stuff that you're able to create when you come together as a team, right? So Keeper's Diary is coming out this month. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I got fingerprints on the case. No. No. So, yeah. Things are happening. Just saying. How'd you guys film the indoor stuff? Was it a set build or did you find a real abandoned mansion? We built a set of some of those rooms in the mansion. And then we do have, a couple of like outside shots of a mansion that are, CG. We didn't have an actual exterior of a mansion to shoot, but we have shots of an exterior mansion briefly, and then we have the built sets, and then we used some other places for some other indoor spots. So you asshole, you should have got AMT, says Perry. Well, as the chat knows, the reason why I'm on an 11-year-old PC is because an Intel. So yeah, this is an Intel processor, Nick. The i9, this is what I'm throwing in the new boy. But I'm just showing this here to let you guys know that stuff is coming in. I literally told you guys last week, like, once I start getting stuff in, you're gonna know. And here I am showing, I told Perry the other day, I'm like, yo, I'm starting to pull the trigger on some of this stuff, and more stuff to come. So, yes. So, thank you guys for hanging out, though. We are going to be live tonight, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Game Complainers. We're going to be talking about Xbox and the showcase and all that good stuff. We actually have good news to talk about tonight. So, but yes, I will be live tomorrow as well with the Master Series Part 2. Well, Part 3, technically. Master Series Part 3, but Part 2 of Resident Evil 2. Leon, handguns only, no herb mixtures. So there we go. And, yeah. I think that's about all the stuff I got coming up. I mentioned the summer of RE is going to be kicking off here in a couple weeks. I usually start at like mid to late June, so right around now. But yeah, there's going to be some more Resident Evil 100% streams, all that stuff. Can I have your PC cool with blue milk? Yes. That will be the extra level. Kenny Smith is back with another account. What's up, man? Imagine if you got Stallone as a secret cameo as a SWAT commando or something. That'd be amazing. Oh, man. We could only dream, right, that we get Stallone one of these days. Oh, man. You never know, though, right? Sky's the limit. Exactly, Leon. Sky's the limit. You just got to keep working hard. And I've been doing this channel for 14 years, and I've accomplished a lot. So I'm trying to keep it moving. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for the community. Thank you to everybody who donated this evening as well. I want to thank Thunders for the one gift, Nick with the $20, Matt Cave becoming a member, and he also gifted 5 memberships, so thank you for that. Leon has been a member for 6 months, and Nick Noguera with 2 more memberships. So thank you for all of that. And like I said, I'll be live in an hour, about an hour, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Game Complainers. And yes, we're going to be talking about the Xbox showcase and all that good stuff. I mean, that's essentially what this show is going to be. It's just us recapping. There really hasn't been any other news besides Xbox. So, you know what I mean? We have a bunch of good stuff to talk about. Yo, Adrian, I'm in Keeper's Diary. Nick Noguera says, much love and great conversation as always. Much love to the chat. Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate all the love and hanging out for a couple hours here. And then I will see you in about an hour over on the Game Complainers. So thank you guys. And I will see you guys back here on the channel. I'll see you guys tonight at 9:30 on Game Complainers, and I'll see you guys back here on the channel tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yes, that is about it. And